Hi, this is the Gochiso Gourmet. What I'm going to prepare for you today is a cocktail, because likely you are viewing this webcast or podcast during happy hour, although my personal happy hour is any time of day, because my motto is it's always 5 p.m. somewhere in the world. What I'm going to create for you today is a cocktail that I first tried at Goen Restaurant in Kailua, Hawaii. It's one of the many restaurants of Chef Roy Yamaguchi. He called it the Nippon 75, and it was his riff on the classic French 75. I've always loved the French 75 because it has two of my favorite adult liquids in it, champagne and gin. It also has some lemon juice, sometimes a little sugar, and it's called the French 75 because supposedly it gave a kick like a 75 millimeter gun. Roy's version actually, because it's a Nippon 75, used Roku Japanese gin, yuzu juice, and Mio sparkling sake instead of champagne. My version uses Nolet gin. It's one of my favorite gins. I call it my house gin because my only bottle of Japanese gin at home is Kenobi, and since Kenobi gin costs over $60 a bottle, I use it just with my gin tonics instead of mixing it with other flavors. My version also has a yuzu liqueur, Yuzuri liqueur, which is a Japanese liqueur instead of just yuzu juice. And I also use the Mio sparkling sake. Mio sparkling sake has a slight sweetness, and the alcohol is a lot lower than champagne. It's only about 5% alcohol, which is on the order of beer. So to start, what you need is a glass with one of these huge ice cubes. You can buy molds at any of the stores or online, and other than making you look like a professional mixologist, it actually serves a vital function. The larger the cube of ice, the slower it melts. The slower it melts, the less it waters down your cocktail. So I encourage you to get one of these specifically just for cocktails. So my version doesn't give the kick, so I call it a Yuzu Spritz. It starts out with 1 ounce of gin, a half ounce of the yuzu liqueur, and 3 to 4 ounces of the Mio sparkling sake. Give it a little mix. And because it's a citrus-based cocktail, I also did one of these little fancy lemon wedges that you can put in, make yourself look like one of these professional mixologists. So there we have it, the Yuzu Spritz from the Gochiso Gourmet. Kanpai!